It's Mo Keith time. We're back.
It's the Mo Keith time.
It's great to have you back. You weren't here last week. You were ill. You were under the weather, and we got a substitute teacher.
Yeah, you replaced me with a white man. I appreciate it. I appreciate what you did.
I'm sorry.
It became my Keith time. My Keith time.
Yeah, well, what am I gonna do? Just go on Craigslist and be like, yeah, let me get a black guy, any black guy,
dude, or at least a woman. You could have had Amy come down. And...
Trust me, I considered having Amy, and maybe it'll be the Amy Keith time podcast if you ever get sick and there's a blizzard and no one can come over, and it's just gonna be Amy and I, and we're gonna really get into it. We might fight.
Have a fight.
No, we won't fight. We won't fight.
Nah, man, we always got it. I like Hallidan. I'm excited to watch the episode. I haven't even watched it.
Yeah, shows how much of a fan he is.
I had to get over it.
No, I think the fans will enjoy it. You know, just a different type of vibe. It was less of a hang style, more of an interview style.
You interviewed Hallidan?
A little more interviewee.
How's
I had more questions for him. But you'll see if you watch episode 16. You'll see.
If you're 16, you should watch episode 16. Yeah. Just saying, the math is mathing.
Yeah, you can do that. You can watch episode 16 if you're 95 years old also.
If you're 95 years old and you're listening to this, we love you. We want to be your friend. Actually, who's our oldest listener? I want to talk to you. Let's talk.
I think it's probably my dad.
How old's your dad?
He's 75.
Respect, so, Mr. Hebert.
Yeah, Mr. Hebert, if you're listening, you're probably the oldest listener. And if you're not listening, I totally respect that. And I don't know if you listen. I really don't. But if you do, what's up?
Mr. Hebert, can Keith come to my house and have a sleepover? I swear we'll be really good. We'll be good.
I will get A's, Daddy. I will get the A's.
Your dad. You better make him get A's, Mr. Hebert. You better beat your boy.
The A days are over though. It's fine. Now I'm the dad. And now we're.
Are you gonna be strict with grades with your little girl?
I'm gonna try to be strict with grades, but I don't know. Grades aren't everything, man. They're not.
Yeah, but they sort of are.
They are important, but they are not everything.
I think they're not everything, but like they're enough of it. Like I think it's like 60%.
They're an indicator of various things.
I remember when I was a kid, it's like in college, I had a lot of friends tell me like, why are you wasting your time in college? School doesn't matter, grades don't matter. And it's like, if it doesn't matter, just do it. Just like do it and succeed in it. Like if you're like someone who thinks like it doesn't matter, or like you're too good for school, or like it's not an indicator of intelligence. It's like, do it. Just do it and prove you can do it successfully.
That's true, but like I would say this, how am I going to have time to like go to the woods and like burn ants with a magnifying glass?
Dude, you have 24 hours in a day. You should be foregoing sleep to burn ants with a little bit of glass, you know?
In the night?
Is the moon not there, Keith? Or is a lighter not accessible to you?
Not with the magnifying. You can't do that. Dude, you're out there with... Dude.
You should do it with a lighter.
I'm just picturing you getting out there in the night with a magnifying glass, trying to burn ants by the moonlight. That's borderline romantic.
It's poetry.
That's poetry.
It's poetic.
That's poetry right there.
And that's the life I want to lead. I want to lead a life that's poetic and beautiful. I want to lead a life... I want to be a great man like Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, he's in some hot water. I don't know about Jonathan Majors. He kind of looks like...
He's in some hot milk right now.
Yeah, what is he? He has some kind of a.
Do you know who Jonathan Majors is?
Yeah. No, he's the actor.
Yeah, he was in Creed. He was in one of my favorite Western movies. Actually, I forgot the name of it though. It was on Netflix.
Was it Wild Wild West?
No, it's like with Lakeith Stanfield and everything. It's a great movie. If you search Jonathan Majors, you'll see it. But nah, dude, he got in trouble because he was clearly verbally abusive, and I don't know if they said physically. I think it was harassment and verbal abuse, but what he did was he's told this white woman that he was with to be more like Martin Luther King's wife, or like Loretta Scott King, and like Michelle Obama. He's like, you need to be elegant. I'm a great man, so you need to be elegant like these strong black women.
Okay, well,
and she's like, I don't know how old she was, but she's just like, she just wants to do cocaine in New York. That was just the type of woman she was, and I don't know. I assume she was like, she just was living her best life.
I think they both to me sound stupid. I think both of these people are stupid and they're bad for each other.
But one person is stupider and committed crimes, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that didn't happen either. I'm just saying that he's stupid, full of himself. Jonathan Majors is an idiot.
Have you listened to the recording?
No.
Oh my God. Listen to the recording before you edit this podcast. Just promise me that.
You got it.
Just I want a pinky promise. Boop. My pinky sweaty.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
That's pretty good sweat levels, I would say.
I thought that recording was gnarly to listen to. And what's crazy is, so he plays an important character, I think the Collector or something on in Marvel, like in the Marvel movies. And what's funny about that character is that was already a character that you can change the actor for, because that character goes to different multiverses and stuff.
That sounds intense.
So it's like Disney kind of like foresaw the fall of a black man, and we're gonna have this character be swappable.
Yeah, how are we gonna switch this guy out real quick when this guy commits crimes?
When this guy eventually like ruins it, we're just gonna swap him out real quick. We know exactly what to do.
And can we put some of his contract on the rocks for when this happens, so we can get some money back?
And our writers are going to make it so it's canon. It's a canon event.
That's it, man. Just figure out how to write the cancellation of actors into the movies.
Oh, his character isn't the Collector. It's something the Conqueror. Forgot.
And we'll be getting roasted in the comments.
I know. Marvel degenerates are going to attack me.
Oh, and they're prevalent. And
they're Marvel
and they're plentiful.
I'm sorry. I'm an anime nerd. I'm sorry. I like manga. Okay, I like webtoons. Okay,
really like the manga?
Yeah.
You like the anime?
I like the manga more than the animes lately, but
what is the difference between manga and anime?
One's a comic book, and the other is a cartoon.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the manga comes out quicker because you're just drawing it and
it's one picture,
making the story, versus animating a series. They come out in seasons, and it's like you got to wait a long time, and you don't really progress through the story. So typically, you'll have a series going on at the same time. It's comic book version and it's cartoon version, and the cartoon version is like 3 years behind, and like the comic book version's ahead.
I used to be around a lot of nerds when I would play Magic the Gathering. And
The Gathering?
Yes, sir. And there would be...
Were there any clowns at The Gathering?
Of the Juggalos?
Of Magic?
No, that's not really what it is. It's more wizards. Less clown, more wizard. But in the shop I'd play at, or many of the shops that I would play at would all have the manga sections, all the manga. And it's so funny because like whenever we'd be there, no one would buy any manga. Like it was so weird. Like I'm just like, there's all this crap, like all these books, like shelves and shelves of this stuff, and I'm just like, it's just sitting there. nobody is buying this stuff. Like
It's because people pirate it. A lot of people pirate it.
nowadays.
People don't. But well, how
This
long
was
ago
maybe
was
10
this?
years ago. Was that a problem even then?
10 years ago? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. 10 years ago for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know how like any of that can even be
2013? Oh yeah. For
sustainable anymore.
sure. Pirating or the books?
Those
so
cartoons and all
it's,
that
it's,
stuff.
It's sustainable because the plots are really interesting, and I think it's like really warm. Like it takes you back to, like there's shonen, right? And shonen always follows the trope of young 14, 16-year-old kid, almost age of life, like not age of life, but like coming of age, and they're going through something. They're usually a loser in one respect or another. They get a superpower and they progress through arcs of dealing with challenges. And as a kid, you know, I sympathized with that. Like, and I enjoyed it. Like Yu Yu Hakusho just got a Netflix live action. That was my favorite childhood cartoon. Rurouni Kenshin has probably some of the best live action recreations. One Piece, and they all told stories that were relatively comforting, right? Like of a young man fighting a broken system and prevailing versus, you know, in reality, these systems are broken and there's not a lot of success in fixing them.
Do they do jokes in there at all? Is there any humor in there?
Dude, I've laughed harder reading manga than I've ever have.
Are there any good
watching a comic?
Are there any good manga fart scenes?
Yeah, ton of good fart
Really?
scenes. There's a whole
Is there a whole fart genre of manga that I don't know about?
Are you familiar with this?
No.
There's an Ultimate Wrestling manga anime. I forgot the name of it. Ultimate Wrestling Federation or something, where it was just about wrestlers, and one of the wrestlers used farting as his abilities and his powers.
Well, that's my people.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
That's so. Where's this guy at? Who's the actor playing that guy? Is that going to be Hugh Jackman?
I don't think they'll be. I don't think there'll ever be a live action, but it would be hilarious. I forgot. And it was about aliens too. Like the opening was about how aliens came to the planet Earth who wrestled, and it became the Intergalactic Wrestling Federation, and a human stepped up and used farts as like his special techniques in the show.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful. Classic. 4Kids TV.
That's good.
You know.
That is good. Now, I don't remember Pokemon. I know that's not manga, but it's still anime. It's kind of.
There's also another fart guy.
There's
a show called Bobobo Bobobo. It's a classic, and one of the characters.
Excuse me, what's it called?
Bobobo Bobobo.
Bobobo Bobobo.
Correct.
Okay, I don't want to mess that up.
Bobobo.
Don't want to get shredded in the comments.
So the entire premise of the show is about an army of Third Reich-esque bald men who want to make everyone in the world bald. And
okay,
there's
listening.
A man with an afro who's slightly black who uses his nose hairs to fight against the bald kingdom. And one of the characters uses farts as a weapon. He farts in his hand and throws it at people.
Dude, okay.
He's a stinker.
Dude, fart tossing is a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a real thing. I mean, you ever throw a fart at someone?
I've never been that malicious. I have Dutch ovened homies before.
Okay, well, I mean, if you fart into your hand and it's silent, and then you just go up to a person and then you do one. You smelled it like I might have one in there. I like that.
I
you went in for a sniff. That's pretty good. That was pretty good that he went for the sniff.
I'm here.
Good respect, Mo.
I trusted you.
No, but you just go like, oh, does my hand smell weird? And then they just go, and then they pass out.
For our listeners, Keith just tried having me smell his farts.
I did the impression of what that might be like. And still, actually, one of the hardest times I've ever laughed is when I was in the backseat of my friend's mom's station wagon, and there was an empty travel mug on the floor, and I had to fart, and I farted into the travel mug. I silent but deadlied into the travel mug, and then immediately my buddy got in the car, and I go, dude, this mug smells weird. And I just held it up to him, and he's like, ugh!
Why would you fart into the travel mug?
Because it's funny.
As if it, like, you needed to, like, oh my god, it's a long car trip. I need to just fart in the mug.
I was like 15.
Oh my god.
This was great. This is great fun.
Oh, dude.
That's good nostalgia. And then we played mini golf afterwards. It was all good. It was all good.
I feel like you do that now, 2023, and you do that to the wrong kid or the wrong kid's parents. Those are charges.
Oh, dude, if I did a travel fart cup mug, a travel mug fart,
I think that's assault.
And did it to my friend's mom, yeah, I think that might be. I could get arrested.
That's assault. Yeah.
Is that
I think that would be considered assault.
Passing gas, use of a deadly fart.
I think if you force them, a lawyer could probably. I'll run this by my girlfriend, but I think.
All right, quit bragging that you have a lawyer girlfriend.
Hey, it saves me a lot of money because I know I could do a lot of things now. Well, really, it's not that great.
It's kind of like, do you have a girlfriend or do you have a lawyer on retainer? Like, which is it?
I have a lawyer. Got to pay him. I got to pay him in ways that we don't really have to document. But
nice.
I'm kidding.
Dude, yeah.
I think what's weird about having a lawyer girlfriend isn't like it doesn't feel as powerful as you think because it's just someone telling you what not to do. Like it's a lot of like, hey Mo, you can't take the katana out to the old port. That's just not a good look. It's not going to work. And
I mean,
you might be inviting trouble.
I absolutely, I totally
agree with her.
I totally agree with her. You shouldn't be taking that into the old port. That's not.
What's wrong with taking a katana out? And I just think in the most dangerous version of Portland we've ever seen since the 90s,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this.
I have it on me.
I'll tell you this, man. I was at the gas station the other day, and I pulled in to the tank to fill up, and I see this truck with the door open, and there's a guy in it, and he's just like, I don't know, just chilling, whatever, minding his own business. And I happen to notice, I look over, he has a katana sword out of a holster, like out of the sheath.
Oh, he unsheathed?
Unsheathed.
That's next level. I was going to keep mine in the sheath.
Unsheathed katana.
That man's dangerous.
Just leaning up against his vehicle. And I'm like, yo, is this convenience store about to get robbed by Katana Boy?
I think it's going to be defended.
I mean,
that's defense right there. Come on.
You self-defense?
I think that guy was like, I'm exposed.
It was daylight.
I need to get gas. Dude, most crimes happen in the daylight. It's propaganda to say crimes happen only at night, man.
In Falmouth, Maine.
You know when you're most likely to get mugged?
I don't know.
In the morning in your own driveway.
Really?
That's the stats.
That's sad.
In the morning in your own driveway.
Guess what? That's not going to happen because I park in a garage.
Safety.
I will never get mugged in my driveway.
I don't know, man. Like, obviously, don't do dumb things at night. I think what you're more likely to happen at night, especially near bars and stuff, is get assaulted by someone who's drunk. But, like, for someone trying to rob you, they say a lot of muggings happen at that time in the morning.
Why can't, for once, just like a really drunk guy just come on up to you, mosey on up, just give you a whole hug. Just give you a real big old hug, and and it's warm, it's a warm hug.
Because he peed.
Well, he does smell.
A nice warm.
He does have a tinge of pee-pee going on. There's a tinge happening in the air.
He just loves you. He's just. You know what we should do is, I think I said this to you at one point, but we should just treat drunk people like dogs. Just like weird. Like, oh my god, are you okay? What's wrong? Oh, you peed yourself? Oh my god, you little peer. Let's take you outside. Let's get you out of those clothes.
I mean,
let's get you neutered.
Let's get you neutered. Hey man,
let's end the bloodline.
Let's get you neutered real quick here.
It is funny though. It's gonna happen during New Year's Eve quite often. I go out New Year's Eve usually with my girlfriend, and I am always mistaken as a bouncer. And I'll walk around, and I know I'm a big guy, but I feel like I'm friendly toned enough. Like I'm not out here flexing. And someone will bump into me and they'll be drunk and they'll like look at me like a little upset, and then I can immediately see them go like, oh fuck no. Okay, I'm sorry, and move on. Like, it's weird to see that reaction where people turn around like annoyed with you and then their like face just goes giant black man. It's weird. It's a great privilege, but it's like,
Is that giant black man privilege you have?
Dude, I got called out in Tennessee because one of my friends, I told them, I'm like, man, Tennessee's awesome. He's like, watch out, Tennessee's dangerous. And I'm like, I've been walking around downtown. I feel safe. And he's like, that's that big black boy privilege. That's what you got, bro. Nobody's fucking with you. I'm like,
right.
You can still rob me with like a gun, but
That's
like,
true.
I
Or
don't
a
know.
katana.
Or a katana. I feel like more, it's not like
Would you be
people
more
fear me hurting them. It's just like hurting me requires more work. You know, it's a lot of meat to beat. You know, it's a lot of work. They're like, oh, he's gonna sweat on me. You know. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
worried about.
That's a fear that you gotta. I don't know. Would you rather get robbed by gunpoint or katana point?
Katana point, because there's more likely that katana's not sharpened, and that wielder doesn't have the skills to wield said katana.
Really?
So I'll take my chances with a katana. Unless that person's a master, then I'll do the gun.
If he's got the outfit on.
If he has the outfit on, like if he has a full like the regalia and the helmet.
If he's got the helmet,
I'm fucking.
You're getting lost.
You can have whatever you want,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But at that point, I think he wants my blood.
He does.
Because you know what they used to do
he
in
wants
Japan,
to neuter
right?
your body fully.
You know what they did in feudal Japan?
I don't know.
Samurais would go out, and to test their blade, they would just kill peasants. They would just slice them in half. They would bisect poor little peasants, Japanese peasants. All they want to do is just work.
Yeah.
They just want to live a life, eat their food, like have their babies. And a samurai walks by and is like, I just got a new knife. Gonna test it out on my father of 3 over here. Swoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. My answer is katana unless it's a master.
Okay.
How about you?
I think I'm going rob me at gunpoint. Yeah.
Solid. You don't want to risk it.
No, I don't want,
Honestly, if I got robbed, dude, gunpoint, I'm not like gonna be like, oh fuck you, dude. I'm gonna be like, what do you want? Here's my phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what do you
here's
want?
My wallet.
Do you want my house?
Like,
you can have my house.
Yeah, but dude, you can make money again. I would just let them rob me. It's whatever. And the end of the day, they're all cards. Like if you rob me, you get a bunch of cards. I end up getting my money back I get my cards, I close my accounts,
it all comes back
it
to
all
you.
comes back. You spend your money.
You get a nice GoFundMe going. People do a GoFundMe. You end up getting more money back than you lost.
I wouldn't even do a GoFundMe. I would
No.
see how much
You
I
wouldn't
could do.
have to. Somebody else would open one for you because they're a good person. And they're like, oh, my friend Mo, he got robbed and they took like $89 out of his wallet. And then next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, $5,000 GoFundMe.
It would feel good. Yeah, dude. I just
Do you want me to set up should we do a fake?
No.
Should I fake rob you and then we can do a fake GoFundMe?
No. I think we should just fake having cancer. That's what
That's
we
a
should do. That's
a
what a lot of
classic. That one
YouTubers
always
do.
works.
It's a classic.
Or what about a Kickstarter? We don't do a Kickstarter.
What do you want to
Kickstart for? We're trying to raise money for Mo
studio.
when he eventually gets robbed at gunpoint.
Well, I want to raise a GoFundMe for hamsters. Hamsters without homes.
Hammies
without homes.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's what I want to do.
There's other things you can do.
You know what keeps
Get money
me up
for
at
free.
night? Thinking about my little dogs, brothers and sisters, and what happened to them, man. Because she had so many. I don't know if they all got adopted. Sometimes I think about that low key. It's in the back of my head. I'm like, what happened?
Here's a fun. You know what's fun?
They're probably
My dog.
dead.
No, they're all alive and they're all living in other houses, man. That's where they are. Do you know what's crazy?
What?
My dog. I was walking down the street, and I saw a dog that looked like my dog, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's another Boston Terrier. That's so cool." And so we're walking up to this dog, and it was just like, "Oh, how old's your dog?" Like, "Oh, my dog's this old." Like, "Oh, my dog's that old too." wait, where'd you get your dog? And then they're like, over there. And then I was like, wait a minute. This is brother sister.
They're siblings.
Yeah, I
Oh
met my dog's sibling in the road, like randomly in my neighborhood.
Oh, and they smell each other's
her
butts.
brother lives like a block away or something.
Do they have play dates?
No, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him since. I haven't seen that dog in probably 2 years.
You haven't, dude. You need.
I thought we would be. But
In the
it's not
comments,
like,
do they need a play date, guys? Put it out there.
it's not like that though. The dogs didn't even act like they knew each other. I thought that would be like, like when the video of the guy with the lion, when he reunites with the lion and the lions come in and then
what happens
hugs
is
the
they're
guy.
stripped from each other, when they're born.
Yeah, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's what dogs go off. They don't hang out together forever.
Do you want to hear? It's not a funny story. I'm gonna tell it anyway. But our dog, little Yoshi, Courtney was picking her out, and I remember being in the back and looking at all the dogs, and Courtney's like, "I picked that one," and there were like a ton of dogs in that cage, and there were a ton of other black poodles.
Black
And
Poods.
she goes in, and she lost the dog that she picked.
That rules.
And then she was like, "No, I know. I made eye contact. That's our dog. That's our Yoshi." And the guy picked that dog up, and then Courtney was like, "No, that's not the right dog. This dog." And she grabbed the dog. I think she got the wrong one.
That's fine.
I think she never picked the right one.
No, that's okay.
I think Yoshi fought her way in there and was like, "I'm going home tonight."
I had that happen with a car.
No.
My last car, I didn't get the car that I agreed to buy. I got a different one, but it was actually the car. I actually wanted like the different interior.
You have a nice interior.
was a
It's
different-
leather, right? Is it like
Yeah, it's black leather. It was like a gray leather interior on the other one, and I was like, oh, that's fine, because it just was not a lot to choose from at that point in time. But so I ended up getting randomly. I was like, oh, I'll get the one I want. But then puppy related, when we got our puppy, we went to see the puppy. We're like, this is a good puppy. Let's go with this one. And we had a picture with our Lulu. When she was like 8 weeks old or something, and it was definitely her when we went and got her. So it was kind of we know we didn't get it mixed up, but I imagine that happens also with twins.
And who cares?
When you give birth to twins, like there's no way they don't get mixed up sometimes.
I feel like you can tell at one point, like you're the parent.
Yeah, but the identical ones? Are you kidding me?
I'm sure there's a way to tell, because it's
no,
like,
I don't. Unless they put like a marker, they're like, "This is Jeff."
well,
and
one
this
thing
is
you can
Bob.
easily do is just like early on, you make one bald and the other one isn't, even if they're girls.
What do you? But we're talking about at birth, man. I'm talking about like
Oh.
day old.
I
I think you could easily mix that up. I could easily mix that up.
probably actually.
I mean,
Does it matter?
okay,
though?
wait a minute. I think they wear like a band around there. I think they have like a thing on,
They
like
put
on their
bands.
ankle. They have like a little ankle band thing. But when you get home with your kid, I still think they could probably get mixed up early on.
I feel like if you have twins, you know who I should ask is I have a friend
And
who
you're
has
so
twins.
tired.
I have a friend who has twins, and I wonder how he does it. But it's crazy. It's crazy to like just go through the pregnancy thing like twice and come out with 3 kids. Like that's not freaking crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not crazy.
Imagine getting twins twice, man.
Well, there's some people that have twins many times, and I do not know how they would cope with that. Like I can't imagine having 2 kids. I think that would be utterly insane.
We for sure wouldn't have a
At
podcast.
once. We would.
We would with 2
If I had twins, yeah.
twins.
Yeah, I'd have a
Force one.
podcast.
Your kid though seems good. Seems well behaved.
She's always well behaved when other people are around. That's kind of the trade-off. A lot of kids,
So just keep other people around.
if you always have a guest in the house, your kid's probably going to be well behaved. It's because when they feel comfortable around you, then they're just like, oh, I'm going to see what buttons I can push. You know what I mean? Other than minor normal kid behavior, like bad kid behavior in school. Like, I haven't really heard much about my kid like not being good, in class.
That's good. I always wonder, like, how much of, like, because nowadays, we hear of things, and I think it's important that we are using science and real methodologies to figure out people. And, like, we're hearing more about conditions that kids are getting, like, defiance disorders, right? Like, hey, I forget what it's called, like authority defiance disorder,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I bet it would be nice to, like, find out early on if your kid has something like that, and, like, just be able to, like, manage it a little better. Just kind of know, like, it's an illness versus, like, oh, it's like,
Or like maybe this kid just likes to
a
party.
dickhead,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then also on the other end, like, a lot of people are like, illness, that's not an illness. It's just like beat your ass, you just need a corporal punishment. And it's just like,
no, man, you can't do it. It's not good. You shouldn't yell at kids. You shouldn't hit kids. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, man.
Yeah, I think I've told you this before, and I've heard it. Maybe it's been said elsewhere, but if I ever have a kid, I'm not going to hit my kid, but I don't want them thinking it's not on the table.
You want to always strike fear into them.
I don't not fear, but I want them just respect.
Pretty sure that's not good either, man. I don't think even the threat of violence on your family is necessarily going to be good for the family.
Not the family, Courtney's fine, but, like, the kids, like, they need, like, I want them to know it's, like, it's not off the table. It's not going to happen, but it's not off the table. Like, you burn shit in the house or something, I don't know.
Well, that's when they get yelled at.
Yeah, but
you shouldn't yell at them. They say that it's just as bad as, like, physically hitting you when you yell at a kid.
I don't think I don't know. I'm okay. I'm not gonna say it's bullshit because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a.
No, you're not.
I'm not a psychologist. I don't think yelling bothered me as a kid. I think hitting bothered me. I was like, don't hit me. Like, that sucked. But, like, I never, like, walked away, like, being yelled at and being like, oh, I respect you.
What about?
It's just not effective. Yelling isn't effective.
What about, like, tickles?
Tickles?
Like,
that's creepy.
Like, what if you tickled your kid, like, into, punishment?
I think the problem is, at a certain age, kids don't, like, you can't.
Are you telling me I shouldn't tickle my 15-year-old kid?
You shouldn't torture tickle your 15-year-old daughter. I think that's one thing you shouldn't do. And one day when she watches this, when she's 15, just thank me for, what Uncle Mo said here. But
episode 17.
Yeah, when you turn 17, watch episode 17. What I will say is, when I grew up with corporal punishment, and I remember at a certain age it stopped. Like, it was like at 13, 14 it
probably
stopped.
Once you could overtake the person.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could take my mom, because there are different levels to this game. Like, when someone survived, like, Mogadishu, Somalia in the freaking 90s or like 80s, like, she's just a different animal. But so is my dad. Like, I don't like my dad, but I don't think I could take him. He's a different animal. He survived the Civil War. Like, he's a different animal.
You, like, barely survived Elden Ring, and he
I barely survived. I still haven't beaten Elden Ring. I have at the last level. I didn't even beat it. This man completed the Civil War. 100% of the Civil War.
100%. Yeah.
With platinum trophies and everything.
Got all the
achievements.
The achievements were all unlocked.
But, like, at one point it stops, and then it becomes a discussion. Like, my mom hurt me way more by telling me, like, this is how I feel when you do this, or this is what I'm worried about when you do this. And that's when I think, like, your words matter. But, like, a freaking, 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid, I think sometimes, like, I don't think you're supposed to hit them, but I certainly think you should, like, push them, like, slap their hand or something away from something. Like, what are you going to do if your kid's walking towards fire?
I'm going to say, watch out, honey. There's fire over there.
And she's going to say, goo goo gaga, I want the flames to embrace me.
Give me the flames. I want to be embraced by the flames.
Cleanse me. No, you're going to grab your kid. You're going to be like, why the heck did you do that? You might shake him a little bit.
Shake him?
Yeah.
I won't shake.
Not shake, like death shake, but like, just like, why are you doing this?
No, I don't think I would do that. I think I'd just be like, we're not going to do that.
You're the parent here. I've only, babysat since I was 7 years old. But like, I don't know, it's whatever. That's
okay. I mean, it's fun to speculate on parenting when you're not a parent.
Yeah, I've just dodged being a parent a few times on the All-Star. I'm a goat.
Here's something to speculate on. All right. Big news. Big news. Volcano erupting in Iceland.
We're speculating, or are you telling me something?
No,
like
I'm speculating. What are you?
Did you save this for the podcast?
What are you doing? What are you doing about the volcano? Like, what if you're in Iceland? Are you getting some good pictures?
I'm in Iceland. The volcano's going.
Volcano's ripping.
I'm definitely gonna try to get some good pictures.
Get a selfie. Get your selfie stick out.
Do they still sell those?
Oh, for sure.
You know what's funny is I would want Polaroids because I don't want to share that with the world. I want to keep that. I want to keep that little secret.
Yeah.
But I would try to survive, man. I don't know why. What prompted that?
Well, no, it's just their volcano went off as of the day of this podcast being recorded. It just like finally went off. It was like a few weeks where it was like. They were like, evacuate, like all these earthquakes were happening, and then everyone got away. And I don't know. I don't know the latest, but I think everyone got out. So everybody's safe. But volcanoes
are... So the entirety of Iceland is evacuated?
No, the one island there. It's...
Pompeii?
It's this one. But that's great. It's like volcanoes happen, man. Yeah,
Yellowstone. Any minute
we could be back in the Stone Age.
We done. I don't know. I don't think about that stuff because I just think.
Did you see that volcano documentary?
No.
There's this documentary about like these people that survived a volcano. Amy was watching it on Netflix, and so I walk in like halfway through this documentary. I didn't know what it was. And they're just like, I just keep seeing these people interviewing. Like it wasn't apparent that it was about a volcano or anything. I didn't know that, but I'm just like looking at, I'm like, why are these people all look kind of weird? Why do they all look a little bit weird? It's all weird looking people. And then the story unfolds and I realize they're all like burn victims. And I'm just like, oh, that's why they all have a look. That's the look. I'm an idiot.
I will say the macro fears, like the world ending fears, don't bother me as much as like the mini stuff, like the individual tragedies.
Like fire ants?
Like... No, like acid being thrown in your face. That scares me. Like, I hope I never upset someone to the point where they're like, I want to drive by and throw acid in your face. Have you seen like acid victims in their faces? Like, it is awful.
It's my desktop background.
Yeah, I assume so. I was wondering why the fuck that was there. But no, it's like that's like my low key fear, and like stuff like that, like those things scare me more because that's like malice versus like if I'm gonna go because a volcano erupts.
Are you calling it a volcano?
Volcano.
Volcano?
Volcano.
A volcano. I thought you were saying volcano.
Like a Votech.
I thought
it's a volcano. It's a volcano that went to Votech school.
Yeah, Votech. Sorry.
It's a volcano.
I just want to make sure I was getting that right.
English is an experiment.
It's a theme of this podcast. English is a theme of this podcast.
You make it up as you go along, right? That's what I learned.
In your autism.
The tiz.
Your fake. Do you have real autism?
No, I don't.
You say you have it a lot, so I'm like,
Joke
does he?
about it,
That's a good. That's a good like running gag.
If you're like questioning whether or not I have it, maybe I should get checked.
Well, you can't always tell.
You should. Next time when you replace me with a white comic, maybe
white
Conor
man.
McGrath would be a good.
He actually would love. He would
ask him
love.
tism questions.
I would. It would just be the tism hour.
Just the tism hour.
Yeah.
I'll get sick next week and just have Conor McGrath, have Michaela Tepler come in.
It's just gonna be tism time.
I think it'll just be the Keith and insert show. Nah, dude. If I were to go meteorite, gamma blast.
You want to gamma blast? You want to be gamma blasted?
Dude, that is sick for the world to end like that with like, because what happens is a gamma blast, I think, comes from like a supernova being formed, and it shoots out energy that goes like through the galaxy and like
Yeah, that's hardcore
just
stuff.
destroys the Earth, or like a black hole coming too close to Earth, and like we just get pulled like spaghetti and die.
You just said spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Are you a spaghetti man?
I'm a huge spaghetti man.
Are you an Italian foods guy?
I like Italian food.
What is your? Are you cooking it or are you going out?
My
both?
favorite Italian food is Somali basto. Somali basto is really good.
Can you spell basto?
Basto, so it's ba
Like a sheep?
and then sto.
Is that
Basto.
Is that pasta?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know.
So the Italians were some of the white people that, how could I say, used our part of Africa as a timeshare. And they taught us how to make spaghetti. And then we were like, oh, this is good. Like tomatoes, oh my god, it's really good. How about we put like some cumin in there?
Oh, there you go.
We're gonna put spices. Basically, we spiced up Mediterranean white food up, and it was great. We did a great job with it.
Mexican food.
We did. We put some Sazon seasoning on there, just like real good.
Little Ortega sauce.
And they were like, they took a bite. The Italians took a bite. They go, "Mamma mia! These black people know how to season, eh? Oh my god! Oh, it's so good. I put this on my pizza."
Are there still a lot of Italians that go to Somalia?
So before the Civil War, Somalia used to be like Havana, Cuba used to be, where people vacation there. And then like the war happened and people stopped. So Europeans used to vacation in Mogadishu all the time. And there are right now resorts and stuff in parts of Somalia that people do visit.
I bet there's some killer resorts in Somalia.
There are in Somaliland. I think in particular there are resorts and businesses. You can visit Somalia. People do it. There are YouTube videos. YouTubers have gone out. I don't think I am anytime soon, but Africa is a really cool continent because there are a lot of really cool countries. I would love to go to like places in like, I would love to go to Uganda, South Africa, Cape Town.
If we ever get 1 million subscribers, I think we should celebrate by going to Somalia.
You want to go to Somalia?
I do.
It would be sick to have like 2 gunmen next to us. And I have a katana.
Do you think we need gunmen?
I don't know. It depends on where we would be. You would need a gunman.
Really? You think they'd probably want to kidnap me and
Let me tell you this about Somalia. At least you
tell me
understand.
this about. Tell me.
Let me tell you this about Somalia. I have an outdated view of Somalia because I haven't been there in a long time. So when I went in 2003. I was like really young. It was really dangerous.
Yes.
So
you've told the story on the podcast.
It's
of what it was like there.
It's a different thing than what I remember.
Yeah.
If it's anything like I remember, we need gunmen, right? But there are places, I have friends that have, vacation there, I have family members that go there. I have a family member that lives half their life there. Half their year goes their year there in Somalia. And they say it's relatively safe depending on where you're at. And parts of Somaliland, there's a regional government, there's protections. But there are beautiful beaches. There's really good food.
Is it fair to say that
it's a paradise?
Is it fair to say that Somalia is the Maine of Africa?
No.
Okay. No moose?
It's like the Florida of Africa. Somalia is like the Florida
of
Africa.
That rules.
We're that.
Just people biting faces.
Other Africans go, damn, did you hear what happened? Like, this has been a bad year for Somalia, and I hate to hate on my own country.
Year.
It's been a rough year, because number one, we had...
Like, I found that guy that had the house full of human legs. That was my bad. I don't know.
Dude, Somalia's, because right now, first off, it started with, so everyone found out about how bad the nepotism is in Somali sports because we let a woman who had no reason to be running. It's like they put me in track shorts and were like, run, go in there and run for Somalia.
This is the greatest video and I'm gonna put it. You'll be looking at a clip of this lady. Look at this lady running this foot race right here.
She won the world record for slowest woman on that run, and
she might still be running right now.
She's still running, and the funniest thing about her was she went on like the media tour and said, "You people, you Somali people should be happy that I did this. I represented you." She in Somali was cussing out people who criticized her. So that was the first thing that happened that embarrassed my country. The next thing that happened was our president went to Saudi Arabia. And he came back with a black eye, and 2 of his aides came back with a black eye. So everybody on like Somali Instagram, Somali YouTube were making fun of him. Like, what did he have to do? Did he have to, like, bend the knee? What did they do?
Getting roasted in the comments over there.
Got nailed in the face. And then he freaking, man, he said, I can't say the last thing he did. It just, our president has been embarrassing us left and right, and free Palestine. Like, that's where I'm at.
And Saudi Arabia. You know who went to Saudi Arabia for the first time? Metallica.
Really?
They play their first ever show in Saudi Arabia.
They have fans?
They have fans all over the world. They're like one of the biggest bands in the whole world.
I have a few Metallica songs I like.
Of course. Who doesn't?
For whom the bell tolls.
That's a good one. That's a classic.
Most vanilla song.
It's not Enter Sandman. That's the most vanilla.
I like Enter Sandman.
That's the most vanilla Metallica song that you can get into.
You know what's a good show?
What?
Sandman. On Netflix.
What's that one?
So have you heard of DC? I think it's not DC, but Sandman, the comic book. It was one of the first comic books that won a major literary award. I think it won, a Pulitzer. But it won an award for just being a good book or whatever.
It won a good book award?
It won a good book award.
Nice, dude.
It got a gold star for being a good read.
They're so proud of their good book award that they got.
Good book.
Does it say?
And it's not good, GOOD. It's GUD.
Yeah,
good.
It's a good
It was a good book.
It's a good book.
No, but Sandman is about the Eternals, and one of the Eternals is Dream, who is the ruler of all dreams, and he it's a great show. It's about his 3 magical items getting stolen and him getting imprisoned by a human wizard, and he ends up being free and trying to get his stuff and dealing with his realm in ruin. It's a great show. Even better comic book.
Oh, I think, you know what? I think Amy watched it. I think
Amy has good tastes.
She watches all the Netflix, man. She likes the good stuff. I never have time. I'm too busy editing this podcast.
I know a lot of people think, and we love you for it. Round of applause for Keith. Round of applause for Keith. He's gonna have to find a way to do this green screen as my arm tugs on it. Oh
no, we got it.
Oh, I forgot. I let it out. I let the secret out.
No.
Everyone thought this was a couch that travels space and time.
It does.
The TARDIS of couches. Were you a Doctor Who fan?
Was I a Doctor Who fan?
Were you a Doctor Who fan? No. Were you a Whovian?
I was not a Whovian.
You were not a Whovian?
I didn't watch Doctor Who.
Oh, so you don't like fez caps and TARDISes?
Hate fez. Hate caps.
You don't know what I mean
caps.
when I say don't look.
No, I don't. I didn't get that nerdy.
Great show.
That's fine.
You should at least watch the angel statue episode.
What's that? What's that gonna do for me?
It's great art.
The angel statue.
Angel statue episode. It's a good episode. It's like 30 minutes.
These episodes stand alone. You
Most
don't have
of them
to know
stand alone. Most Doctor Who episodes stand alone. Like some episodes, you need to watch other. They get together to make a story, but no, That's a standalone for sure. They come back a lot though. But
You don't have to know the canon.
no, you just said you have to. You don't really. I think you could. I'm pretty confident you could watch the Angels, the first episode of the Angels, and not even know what Doctor Who is and enjoy it.
All right, and anyone listening, you can check out the Angels, the statue episode.
And the most recent iteration of the Doctor is a black man, and I think he's slightly queer. I don't know, but
A gay black guy, very nice.
hey, we love him.
I think everybody should be a gay black guy. I think the world would be a better place.
I don't know if you're being serious.
I'm not being. That's crazy. You can't make a broad generalization like that.
What
I was
if
making
like there
a joke.
were planets though, like just filled with like individual races, like a planet just filled with gay black men?
Well, I think that's how every planet kind of starts. Oh, not all, probably not gay.
Yeah.
That
They
probably
just asexually.
that wouldn't.
reproduce?
I don't think that would work out too well if everybody on the planet was gay. That'd probably be an issue.
They just
there.
play Whitney Houston and then like
Uh,
they multiply.
yeah. Well, that could work. I mean, as long as they solved it, to be fine. But yeah, I mean, I think.
Speaking of, queerness and I love my queer folks, but I gotta
do you?
say, it's wild what happened. Do you know what happened in the Senate?
I sure did. I sure did hear about it.
Oh my God, dude! A Senate intern took some back shots in chambers. They
He
did
sure
it in
did.
chambers.
In chambers.
There's
Where-
a video out for research purposes. You can watch.
Did you check it out?
No, I saw a still of it, and the dude was like wearing like he was fucking naked.
That's
It
awesome.
was crazy.
No, I definitely it's been a heavily talked about video in my friend group. We're very pro. We're very pro the video. I'm glad it exists. I think that's good for the.
And I also highly doubt that's the first time something like that happened in Senate chambers.
I know. I feel like that's kind of the whole. That's sort of the whole thing, and he just voluntarily filmed that.
He did it himself. It's not like somebody.
So, but aren't there cameras in the Senate?
I have no idea.
Like,
and
filming-
what's
isn't there
crazy,
security?
too, is somebody was saying how like this guy probably worked hard, went to school, like is a smart dude in one capacity.
Yeah,
And
he
just blew it all up.
got so
he could
horned
take
up.
back shots in Senate chambers.
just got so horned up, man. I mean,
face down, ass up, Keith. In the U.S. Senate.
that's the way the Senate likes to fuck.
That's they don't want to make eye contact
No.
when they fuck. Oh my God. But I thought when I first heard the story, I thought it was a senator involved.
Oh,
and that would have been the best
I
spicy
thought it was
little drama.
I thought it was Joe Biden.
Taking back shots.
I don't know what he was doing. He's like, "Is this a camera? What's happening over here?
Well, I thought I was supposed to be
Is this a whole camera happening?
Where's the Secret Service?
How's my camera? My camera. I got my
Poor
film.
Joe.
I gotta go down and see if he has to get my film developed.
Poor Joe.
Where's my camera? It's made in America, right?
I thought it was just Trump. I thought it was Trump just asserting dominance and.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Nah, dude. At least it was consensual. It's dumb though.
Do we know that?
I think it is. I think he would have come out and said,
Shouldn't have done that.
yeah,
Might be.
I think that was. I don't know, man. I definitely think they got fired, and they're out of there. But I really think that could have been a learning opportunity for me.
Taking it in the chambers. Well,
Honestly, though, out of everything that we could have heard, seen, or done, like, out of everything that could have been done or has been done in the Senate, that's not even top 10 worst things that have happened on that Senate floor, though.
No, I mean,
Senator freaking Tupperville is number one piece of shit.
But I'm like,
on that,
couldn't I don't know.
I hope they did it on his desk.
Is everything that gets done in the Senate, is that all public, or is there private stuff that happens in there too?
There are closed chamber meetings.
They
and
do
stuff.
keep it closed sometimes.
Dude, what if C-SPAN has a full video of this guy?
Dude, you know, it's so funny. I bet you that so few people watch C-SPAN that it was just being filmed and it was just on television for whatever 18 minutes the guy lasted. You having a good time on the pod right now?
18 minutes? I'm just sick. I yawned at 18 minutes, dude.
Couldn't even believe it.
No, dude, I will say that the worst thing about that too is that kid has no retirement plan. Because you know that guy was like 20s, in his early 20s.
Well, he'll just open an OnlyFans and everything will be fine.
But he should have made that video private. He should have sold it on OnlyFans. He could have made money out of that. Now it's just public.
Yeah, well, now it's fine. This will all get swept under the rug. It always does.
Well, yeah, it's already under the rug. People
already
have stopped talking about it.
Yeah, well.
Now everyone's talking about Jonathan Majors, the fall of a black man due to a white woman. We'll see how that goes for me.
It's going to be fine.
I love you, babe. I'm kidding.
He'll be in jail.
I don't think he's going to jail. Is he? I don't know if that comes to jail time.
I don't know about jail. I've never been.
I thought you have been.
Well, just on that field trip.
Yeah, you had a field trip.
But I never went for legal purposes.
You
But
just took my fingerprint for fun.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. So, are you doing anything? Do you do anything for New Year's? Do you do?
So I always take a vacation during the New Year's air time because my birthday is next Friday, I think.
Okay, and you turn what?
Turn 29.
29.
I turn 29 on the 29th.
One more year.
It's my golden birthday.
Before you hit that 30.
Yeah. 30. Everything will be downhill.
It's all down. It's all uphill, man. You're going to love 30.
Dude, my late 20s have been brutal.
30 rules. 30's the best. I guess this, like the age I'm at, is the age that really elderly people say is the best, are the best years.
What's that?
What do you mean?
How old are you?
I'm 38.
That's the best. Those are the best years. 38?
Old people say that's if they could go back to an age, they say like mid to late 30s is the age.
I will say if I could go back to any year, my early 20s were pretty sweet. Like 22 to 26.
Right, but
you'll sweet.
You'll see that things change and the 30s are pretty rad.
I will say one thing about my 30s now is I'm a bit more. I'm not forcing things as much in life. I'm letting things just happen. I'm really okay with things just happening.
Yeah, man, just let things happen. Don't try.
And I'm also like far more used to, because the past like 3 months, man, a lot of like weird personal things have happened. I will say,
Since
it feels
the podcast started.
Since my life has gone hell since this podcast started. But I'm always like
going down, baby.
You know, like bad things seem less bad. Good things seem more good nowadays. I don't know why. It just feels. I read good. I want a book. I want an award. I want a book award.
I want a good book.
I want a Pulitzer.
A Pulitzer Prize good book.
I'm a Pulitzer Prize winner.
I
Booper.
Do you do the New Year's resolution thing, or you don't?
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, you don't try to.
I set out goals at the start of the year, but they're not
up.
like resolutions or anything. They're just like goals. Like last year, my goal was to headline. My goal was to try to do more like in writing, comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
And I achieved some of that stuff. I wanted more Instagram followers. That didn't happen, but.
Hey, you know what? Maybe you get a couple in this episode, you know? You never know.
And then I like thought about it more. I'm like, why do I want Instagram followers? But I don't know. Like you have to have like little goals to start the year, but those resolutions are weird because they're always like, I want to be the best person ever. And it's like little changes, small changes, you know, small things to work towards.
I would like to work out. I'd like to, you know, get exercise. I want to eat better. That it's all the basic stuff. And for some reason, when the new year kicks in, it does you do have this little like, oh yeah, like there's a refresh. It's like there's a little reset. You can kind of shake off some of the.
But it's all in your mind.
Of course,
you could do it today.
Everything is. It's all. Your mind is a powerful thing.
You could do it today.
You could.
Right now.
But something makes it easier because you have it trained that the first of the year makes it like it's fresh. You get a whole fresh start. It's nice.
I like January. I like what I do love a lot about New Year's is New Year's Day always feels just a little bit sweeter. Like that first day of the year always just feels a little bit more, I don't know, like I've never been like hungover that day, or I've never been like sad that day. Like the first day of the year, I'm usually pretty stoked and happy. There's nothing going on. Everyone also, for the first couple weeks of the new year, it feels like people are slightly nicer to each other because it's like the new year. It's like you don't want to start the new year poorly, you know? It's like everyone's saying Happy New Year to each other. People are like... Also, the New Year is one of those things that's celebrated worldwide. Everybody. You could tell someone Happy New Year and no one's going to be offended and tell you, you know, a Muslim or something. They're going to say Happy New Year back to you.
Well, someone might tell you they're something, but...
There's nothing... I think there's absolutely nothing you could say about... Like, you could say Happy New Year to anybody.
Say I'm Chinese, because Chinese New Year's...
Even that, it's such a the Western idea of New Year's is just so tied to the economy too. Like that it's just like, I don't know. It's like it's just a holiday that's very, there's no religious component to it. Like you know, obviously love the Chinese New Year's. You know,
it seems fun. They get a whole month off.
You get a month off? In China?
They take a whole month off for Chinese New Year.
I don't believe you.
I'm not kidding.
You're not Chinese though.
I'm not taking it off.
You're taking the whole month off?
I'm not. Dude, they take a whole month off in China. They got it figured out over there, man.
I did not know they took a whole month off.
Dude, they like to take that month.
I didn't
Chinese
know about
New Year. Everything is closed. Everything is closed down, and they are ready to rip for a whole month and just gamble.
I know one thing I am going to do is get me some dumplings.
Some dumps.
Some dumps, dude. I like me dumps.
Yeah, get some big old dumps.
I like
take a fresh hot New Year's dump and you'll be good.
All I want are dumplings. I want soup dumplings.
Well, it's been a great reunion with Mo. We got him back. We got our nice black friend back, Mo.
I recommended
got
Mike
rid
Hallidan
of another white
face. I dared him to do it.
He said,
and
Mike
was up.
Do blackface. It's okay. You get the Mo seal of approval.
I did. I gave him an N-word card. I give him out.
Yep, and he did say that a bunch on the episode.
He did. We just edited it out.
I cut it out.
You cut it. I appreciate the respect.
Yeah, I want to make
sure.
Did
he bring his hood with him?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, because I keep the bleach here so we can get it nice and white.
Oh, that's good. Good. When I leave the show, Keith really does a good job of cleaning up my seat and making sure.
Hey, but you know what? Maybe our New Year's, let's try to keep Mo Keith time going for another year.
Let's make that our New Year's.
That's our New Year's. So
we're not doing an episode next week.
This will be the last one before New Year's.
It will. Oh.
Yeah. That's how time travel works.
Oh.
So this one will be coming out on...
Happy New Year, bitches.
Yeah, this will be coming out...
Dude, we should nag our audience next year. We should just...
It's like 5... Unfortunately, it's like 5 days before New Year's comes up, but this will be like the New Year's episode.
New Year's episode.
But the next one will come out on the 3rd. Oh. So we'll be able to talk about our New Year's, and I'm sure you'll all want to know about that.
Probably. Let's neg our audience. So moving forward, we just neg them. You're a dirty little audience. You're a dirty little audience member, aren't you? You're listening on Apple TV right now. What are you doing, you little dirty little audience member?
You're still clicked in. You still clicked.
This has been
Mo Keith time.
I love you.